Welcome everybody to Tanglewood. Some of the history of Tanglewood was founded in 1949 by Mr. William Farrington. That's right, Mr. William Farrington. And when he came out here and purchased these lots out here in Tanglewood, a lot of people moved out here because this was higher level ground out here. The ground level was higher. It didn't flood out here. And right now we going into the fabulous neighborhood of Tanglewood. And right now we're gonna go all the way down up here. You know, they got speed bumps too, because these people speed up in here too. Just because they got money don't mean they don't break the law. They ain't no different than nobody else. Okay, we're gonna go up here to this famous spot called Tanglewood Boulevard, y'all. Now Tanglewood Boulevard go all the way down. Tanglewood, it's just like River Oaks Boulevard. It all go all the way down to Chimney Rock. And right now, welcome everybody to Tanglewood, and we on Tanglewood Boulevard. And as you can see, we're gonna go all the way down to the end of Tanglewood Boulevard, which is going to end up here at Chimney Rock. And then we're gonna come back down Tanglewood Boulevard, and it's gonna end down towards San Felipe. And then we're gonna go into the neighborhoods of the fabulous Tanglewood, the home of Miss Barbara Bush. That's right, Miss Barbara Bush raised Jeff Bush and George W. Bush right out here in Tanglewood. In fact, most of the people out here, they've been living out here in Tanglewood, they know Miss Barbara Bush personally. And Miss Barbara Bush knew them personally while she was living. In fact, when they wasn't living in the White House, and when before he got to be vice president, his home was out here in Tanglewood. When he was the CIA director for Nixon, his home, and he stayed right out here in Tanglewood. And when he got to be vice president for Ronald Reagan, well, he moved up in DC, but every time he get a chance, him and Miss Bush would come out here and visit their neighbors out here. And you could always tell when they was in town, because Secret Service be all up and down Tanglewood Boulevard, y'all. And a lot of times some of the neighbors was glad that he wasn't president, because they wouldn't have as much traffic until he got to be president. And right now we are going right on down to the end of Tanglewood Boulevard. And right up there on that corner is Chimney Rock. And we're gonna make a U-turn on Chimney Rock, and we're gonna go back down Tanglewood Boulevard. And as you're looking at the homes out here in Tanglewood, and they are mansions, y'all. Welcome everybody. And this main drag strip up here is Chimney Rock, and we're gonna make a U-turn, and the traffic don't be playing down here on Chimney Rock. All right everybody, we're making a U-turn going back down Tanglewood Boulevard. We're on the other side of Tanglewood Boulevard. Welcome everybody to Tanglewood Boulevard. And it's just like River Oaks Boulevard, but it's a lot more updated, because River Oaks was in 1937, and this didn't come in until almost 22 years later. Well, really 14 years later, because this came in 1949. And they came out here, and when I say they came out here, Mr. William Farrington came out here and got those 1,224 lots to start this community out here. And that was in 1949. And then what happened was that a lot of people who kids that got grown and got married, they moved out here to Tanglewood. And most of those families, the DNA come from West University in River Oaks. But we're live right out here in Tanglewood, and we're going down Tanglewood Boulevard. Welcome everybody to Tanglewood, the home of Miss Barbara Bush. And all of this is Tanglewood Boulevard that you're looking at. And Tanglewood Boulevard is more updated than River Oaks Boulevard, and it's longer. Because Tanglewood Boulevard, I would say, is a good 2 miles long, and River Oaks Boulevard is about I would say about a mile. So this is twice the size of River Oaks Boulevard. This is Tanglewood Boulevard that you're looking at right now, and we're going all the way down Tanglewood Boulevard to the end, where we're dead end up here at San Felipe, and we're live, y'all. Welcome everybody to Tanglewood. And by the way, it speaks for itself. It's millionaires back off in here, because they was born millionaires before they moved over here. Their family was millionaires. Plus, they came out and made their own money. They didn't just live off of their family. They wanted to do more than what their family did, so they can give their kids more than their family gave them. This is a tradition, and this is what is out here in River Oaks and Tanglewood, and even West University in Bel Air and Maryland. And they all link up together to form Southwest. And this is the end of Tanglewood Boulevard. And as you see, it'll come dead end right here at San Felipe. And we're gonna turn right on San Felipe. We're not finna make a U-turn no more. Not here, oh no. Welcome everybody to Tanglewood. All right, we're on Huckleberry Street. Huckleberry Street, it crosses Tanglewood Boulevard. We went down Tanglewood Boulevard. Now we're going down a street called Huckleberry Street. Now, one thing about Huckleberry gonna run into the famous street that we came off of, which was Post Oak. See, before they built 610, Post Oak was running all the way. But they had to cut out Post Oak to make room for 610. This is Sage. Remember, Sage is the street that runs into Rice Boulevard in Bel Air. And Rice Boulevard also runs into Maryland, where Rice Boulevard starts at. Okay, but right now we're turning on Sage. Sage is one of the busiest streets out here that comes through Tanglewood. So you got Post Oak, you got Sage, and you also got Chimney Rock. All of those are the borderline streets to Tanglewood. And then on the other side, you have San Felipe and Woodway. And right now we're going to turn here on Cedar Creek. Welcome everybody to Tanglewood. Now we pass Sage. And the next one would probably be Post Oak. And welcome to Tanglewood, the home of Miss Barbara Bush and Mr. George H. Bush. This is where they raised their family, right out here. Now see, one thing about River Oaks, like I say, when the Hogg's brother founded River Oaks, they mainly did that area for people who was oil men and people that was in the oil industry. And right up here is, on the corner up there, is Post Oak. We're not gonna go down Post Oak. We're gonna go down Fieldwood, which is another street that runs into Tanglewood. All of this is part of Tanglewood. Welcome everybody to Tanglewood. And we're live. Coming through the subdivision of Tanglewood, the community of Tanglewood. And we're coming to you live, all the way live here as we go through the neighborhood of Tanglewood. All of this is Tanglewood. And we're gonna go back down, like I said, the main drag strip out here in Tanglewood is Tanglewood Boulevard. Mostly everyone that lives out here in Tanglewood, they use Tanglewood Boulevard. This is Sage. So you got Sage, well really you got Post Oak, you got Sage, and then you got Tanglewood Boulevard, and then you also got Chimney Rock. But right now we going down the area, and as you can see, they got problems. They got sewage problems out here too, and we're coming to you live right out here in Tanglewood. And as you can see, they got sewage problems too. All right everybody, we're going down Sage now. Like I told you, Sage is a street that runs the same way as Tanglewood Boulevard. We're gonna turn on Cedar Creek. And as you can see, they're still building new homes. But most of these homes that you see, the new ones, because the people who bought them, the property, they wanted to have them a brand new home built on the property, and they tore down the old home. Or we might say the old mansion, and they wanted to build a mansion that they want. And we're live right out here in Tanglewood. And here's the famous boulevard, Tanglewood Boulevard, y'all. You know, you can't help but to admire Tanglewood Boulevard, man, because they got trees, they got places for people to sit down, relax. Imagine how it is when the sun go down at 6, 7, 8, and 9 o'clock in the evening before the sunset. How nice it looks out here. And we're live out here in Tanglewood. Also the home of nothing but the millionaires. And one thing about when they came out here to develop this land out here and develop these lots out here in 1949, that Mr. Farrington wanted to make sure that these people would be able to live just like they was living with the way they was brought up in River Oaks, West University, and also Maryland. And one thing about out here, it was different than River Oaks. They would accept anybody who had Jews was welcome out here if they wanted to stay. They had the money, they could stay. Blacks was even welcome out here if they wanted to stay and they had the money. And we're live right out here in Tanglewood. And this is another street called Cedarbrook. We're gonna turn on Cedarbrook because up there where all that traffic is, that's Chimney Rock, and we don't wanna go there. Especially this time of day, man. You get run over and keep running out here. And we're going out here and coming back down another street that is called Doliver. Doliver is also a nice neighborhood in Tanglewood. And we're live right out here in Tanglewood. And see, and this is a part of the original Tanglewood. Now they have added on in the last 72 years. Well, you might say 73 years. They have added on a lot here in Tanglewood. But when Mr. Farrington came out here, he only came out here and bought 1,224 lots to start this community out in 1949. And as the years proceeded, that then Tanglewood would also be able to grow.